Wait a minute, is that A in the background a reference to the Avengers? Is this a tie-in? Take that, Loki!
He's a Skrull. Secret invasion.
He looks so sad.
He looks like Mr. Steak.
Yeah.
You rest in sad dog face, I know buddy.
Yeah, come on in.
Everyone loves you.
Yeah, and I'll make sure to pet him.
We're petting the dog.
I promise.
So Captain America movie is coming out in February.
It is.
Weird.
And the new Spider-Man show just dropped today as of this recording.
Yes.
So...
And it's not woke.
Thank God.
It's not annoying and woke. That's what we need to know about that.
But
Thanks,
Stefan, there are gays in the show.
Yuck.
That makes it inherently woke, doesn't it?
A lot of the people who worked on that show seem cool. That one actor does not decide.
I'm not touching that one. But what I am touching is the latest piece of my bad movie collection piece. And I'm going to prove to you guys that Spider-Man is a fucking menace, okay? Because what I got here is the Turkish Spider-Man as he faces Captain Turkish America.
That's a choice of word order.
This DVD cover looks amazing.
This is a early 70s movie, obviously from, I'm assuming, Turkey. There will be subtitles, so be ready to read. And Spider-Man is the bad guy.
Oh, okay.
And
Spider's scary.
very scary Spider-Man. You might remember certain things, Turkey had a whole bunch of offshoot sort of bootleg versions of American films from the 70s, like Turkish Star Wars. That one's probably one of the more famous ones.
I've heard of Turkish Star Wars and Turkish Spider-Man, and that's it.
Well, yeah, I have Turkish Spider-Man right here, and Captain Turkish America is in this, so it fits with the Captain America movie. Who knows, maybe this can revitalize the MCU.
This could replace it, I think.
So we watched it. Turkish Spider-Man versus Captain Turkish America, or 3 Dev Adam.
Huh.
Yeah.
I'm sure that means something to Turkish audiences.
Probably.
I like how it's Marvel branded.
Yeah, no. So look, I got this off of a bootleg site for sure. There's no place on earth you're going to get an original print of this.
Of course not. Yeah.
Spider-Man, no, wait, no.
You live in vain.
Spider-Man's my friend. Why is he doing this?
This ain't your friendly neighborhood, Spider-Man.
What, are we gonna hit her with a boat? Oh my God!
Nah, get
We're
ready.
gonna chop her up with the propellers.
What the
Yes,
fuck? Oh my God!
Welcome to 70s exploitation filmmaking.
This is high art.
Yes. This is
this.
experimental cinema, and
I think it's unintentional.
yeah.
They were taking big swings and they didn't know it.
It's absolutely clear that what really happened with this movie is there's probably way more film than what we saw, because there are a whole lot of incidental, just random cuts everywhere in this movie, which means that parts of it were probably destroyed in time, or maybe it I can't tell if it's a situation where it was just a cobbled together mess to begin with, or if they just had footage that got lost or damaged and they had to
I'm fairly
shop
certain
it in.
it's the first one. I'm fairly certain they just didn't get footage that you would do if you put together a shot list and what would tie all these things together, establishing shots.
Establishing shots don't exist.
Anything that ties one shot to another. I'm pretty sure they were just working on 8mm film, trying to get as much as possible, make sure you can see what's happening, and go from there.
Stupid European rear-wheel drive cars.
Oh my God.
Got him. Damn it, they nailed those cardboard boxes.
They're dead. Who is this?
Next scene.
Next scene.
They're it's weird because it's definitely got this really grungy sort of grindhouse theater 70s movie vibe, but it's not super explicit. It is the sauce, all of its hot scenes are like the most sauceless, sexy scenes I've ever seen in my life.
Incredibly soft core, still uncomfortable, but
Only because it's shot in this very like voyeuristic manner. To me, at least, not because it's an actual uncomfortable scene, but just like the way it's shot feels dirty.
Yeah, it's supposed to feel sexy. It's the most uncomfortable sex scenes I've seen in my life.
I'm just gonna adjust this a little bit more to
Sure.
make the shot slightly better.
The movie,
You're thinking more than the director did.
yeah, you are. The movie is a horror movie, I think, at the base of it. It feels like a horror movie more than it feels like anything else.
Well,
It's
it feels,
trying to be like a crime film.
it also feels like a schizophrenic nightmare.
And I'm also sure, like, I don't know when this came out, but it feels like
1973.
73. Okay. So, yeah, like, it feels like it's just sort of very inspired by just general crime films of the era, like what might have existed at the time.
Yeah, there are a lot of shots in here that you could look at and be like, this feels kind of Taxi Driver, or this like feels kind of Popeye Doyle. Like there are some
And of
those,
course, martial arts films.
Yes, like there are a lot of a few shots fairly early on in the movie where it feels like they're almost trying to do a oneer, where they're like watching somebody cross a street, and then a character you're supposed to know is following them in the background, and they track that character for a while until they do an abrupt cut into the middle of another scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, throughout the whole film, we were like, who is that? Where's Julia? Is that Julia? What's that guy's name?
A lot of people like had the exact same fashion sense as each other.
Yeah.
And they all had that like blown out hair.
Like there's some people who I could recognize. Okay, I've seen that character's face a lot. I know that they look different.
It took me like probably about half an hour into the movie to really distinguish Turkish Captain America from El Santo.
Yeah.
That one was relatively easy for me. One of them was
Except
wearing,
for a few scenes.
except for like there was one scene where like it was a big wide shot, and I'm like, well, Santo's been wearing the most colorful thing, so that must be Santo. Oh no! In the final scene, they flipped that convention.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well,
Yeah.
Once I figured out he was mewing.
It's just
Cut to that.
yeah. That's
Me saying he
Turkish
was-
Captain America is always like.
and Captain America and Santo wear their outfits far less than you'd expect.
Yeah, right. Like even in the climax of the movie where
They just don't wear.
Yeah, where you expect like and Cap is actually wearing it under, like we see it, but no, he's just wearing the suit the whole time.
Yeah, and like, yeah, they wear business suits and no masks most often. It's just like,
Then what are we doing here?
you, even like thinking just cynically and not thinking like trying to make an actually good movie, right? You would still want to like give the audience the thing they want at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
And they just sort of didn't.
We're heroes for picking apart this movie made in 73.
It's just a
Well,
strange choice.
They
It
had
is.
like the one scene where they were both wearing their outfits, and it was like visually confusing because they were both fighting a single Spider-Man until you realize, oh, there's multiple Spider-Mans. The Jackal is at work.
But at first you just think it's bad editing because
yeah,
the movie is
because
filled with bad
that's what
editing.
it's been doing the whole time. That is the trick they pull on you.
Are you just stealing more things?
It's
Is
just
this
a murderer
is this
art
a montage?
thief. That's not the same guy. Where are your eyebrows?
Whoa!
What?
Captain American.
Oh,
Oh, and now Santos
okay.
here too.
Okay. What's happening?
I think they ran out of movie.
It feels like a wrestling video game where you have to tag each other out, and so like Captain America and the wrestler aren't in the same scene at the same time.
Trying to escape through
He's
the
trying to run
fireplace.
away.
Save me, Santa Claus. Now he's fighting. Hold on, are there two Spider-Men? Because there's two different fight scenes happening right now.
Yeah, no, it really.
If you're
There
just
are two Spider-Men.
Oh, okay.
So there was two different fights going on.
were the eyebrows actual foreshadowing?
Wow.
Maybe that was purposeful.
This was actual high concept art that we didn't get. We were making fun of it, but it was
And
actually.
now I feel guilty.
Yeah, we were making fun of it the whole time.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Everything's foreshadowing.
Yeah, we were
It's a foreshadow.
we were making fun of it, and then we were like,
Chekhov's
"Oh,
bad
actually, we're idiots, and that was on purpose." Cool, okay.
They did this for real this time.
Yeah.
They got us because they've been bad so far.
The
now
one time
we're
the
the
confusion
idiots.
was intentional.
Yeah.
They pranked us.
So how does this compare to other Captain America movies?
Well,
Top.
it's
Number one.
It's up there. I don't know if it beats. I don't know if it beats Winter Soldier, but you know, it's pretty good.
We're gonna rank them.
yeah.
When's
yeah,
Julia gonna show up in the MC?
Where's Julia?
Yeah. Well, we already
is
know the
Julia?
Spider-Verse
And
is open.
Heckmet.
Yeah, Heckmet.
Whoever Heckmet was.
Yeah, when Heckmet for Rivals. Come on. When's his drop?
when's Spider-Man finally gonna murder someone in a woman in the shower?
Yeah, the whole movie opens up with Spider-Man just throwing a woman's face into a boat propeller.
In a scene that looked genuinely very dangerous for that woman, and I was very unhappy about that.
Yeah. A lot of the stunts, I was like, oh, that actually isn't safe. I don't care how many stunt coordinators
I
are
wish there
on
were a bit
set.
more set safety.
You think there were stunt coordinators, Jesse?
Yeah, they probably were just
might
like,
have been,
let's
but
do this.
It was a
And
lot of,
they went.
hey, that's like a 20-foot wall. You can jump off that, right? Yeah, I got good knees.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll just do it.
Wrestlers categorically have great knees.
Mm-hmm.
Look at all of them. They all walk great,
Yeah.
especially in their later years. Yeah, Santo and Cap are just like jumping down 20 feet onto hard concrete floors, just like tanking the landing on their legs.
Santo also just wears like an outfit that just has like a caricature of a Native American on the back of it, and I was trying to work out like why.
And you're probably putting more thought into it than they
Are
did.
they conflating Mexican people and Native
Maybe
Americans?
maybe it's just a jacket he owns. Like, you don't know, man. Maybe they didn't have a wardrobe.
I don't know.
He's like, I look cool in this. Can I wear this on the day?
There are mestizo people who have Native American heritage. I don't know if they would make that connection.
I mean, there's like the Oaxacan people as well. Like, you never know. Like, I have no idea, but it was a cool jacket. I like the jacket.
This is high art, as we've established. So we're just uneducated.
For
is the
sure.
thing.
Also, I like to point out that they have like the fake out Spider-Man at the end, like his weird little doofy face at the bottom there on this.
That's crazy to have that on the fucking
wow, they
back.
spoiled the final twist in the movie.
The final twist.
And the final twist was, your friends are assholes.
Are you really Julia, or are you Spider-Man? I don't even know who Julia is.
Okay, no, they did it. Or did they?
What the fuck?
Another Spider-Man. He's seeing them everywhere now.
Yeah, he's imagining it. It's just a regular guy. That's not funny.
But is that a Spider-Man? Is he really?
Get better friends.
Cap is having this existential nightmare because, like, the entire climax of the movie is him fighting, like, 12 different Spider-Men, one after the other, and killing them in a warehouse.
Yes. Yeah, you know your trauma? What if we triggered it on purpose and it'll be funny?
Yeah, he's just having his own little Shutter Island moment.
Because like Spider-Man like spends like the last 10 minutes of the movie faking out and being different guys.
Yeah, like that's like the big twist early is just that, like, Spider-Man, he just has a whole bunch of people dressing as him to do all these things, but the true, like, you know, it's the real one when you look at the fucking eyebrows. The real star of this movie.
That was the one
Spider-Man's
thing I think they
eyebrows.
actually did, right? Was that they had the eyebrows be the signal of
Yeah,
the
this
real
is the
one.
real one. If you're not looking at his eyebrows, his big bushy brows.
Fuck you and your eyebrows.
His eyebrows were
Every
nuts.
single one died by being crushed by something, though.
Yeah.
Yes,
Like a
smushed.
spider.
Yeah, smushing the spiders.
Spider stomp. But I think it is funny that, like, the constant reappearance of a new Spider-Man, it does make sense because the Spider-Verse, if you're going to do that with any of the heroes.
Yes, the
or
storyline that
villains-
did not exist in the 70s.
Yeah.
The Clone Saga didn't even exist in the 70s.
No, they cribbed this, man.
Did they predict it?
They did the first Spider-Man Clone Saga.
Yeah,
The comics copied them, actually.
Yeah, eat that, Ben Reilly. You came from Turkish Spider-Man. They
Yeah,
got
in,
this.
in 73, that storyline did not exist.
No.
Stan Lee saw this movie and he was like, I know what I'm going to do.
Yeah, Spider-Man
Yeah, Stan Lee,
barely.
who was definitely writing during...
Spider-Man barely existed back then. Like, what? He was made in like the 60s.
Yeah, like 68-ish?
Yeah, so the Spider-Man was only like 5 years old when this came out, and they turned him into this mafioso villain. Like, the biggest problem I think we had in this movie is just the fact that its plot didn't really happen. Like, Captain America, Santo, and Julia showed up to track down the spider. That's all we knew.
Yeah, they don't even call him Spider-Man.
Yeah, they just called him the Spider, or they referred to it as the Spider situation. And the only thing we know about Spider-Man is that he killed mafias, he likes killing women, and he steals art.
Yeah, horror style. He loves killing women like Jason. I said in there, but I'm more scared of this spider than I am of Jason.
1962, I felt like I was wrong.
Okay,
and I
so
was.
so Spider-Man was 11 years old at the time.
Yeah.
He's just a baby.
So he'd actually
Still a baby.
been around for a good while. For a
Either
comic
way,
character.
whoever killed Uncle Ben in this really set some shit off.
Yeah.
Never got that great responsibility
Whoever killed
speech.
Turkish Uncle Ben.
Yeah, Turkish Uncle Ben.
Canon event.
Uncle Hekmet. He's just running around stabbing people with his spider knife.
Yeah, he did a lot of stabbing.
And a little bit of shooting, but mostly thieving. And a little bit of fucking. A little bit of spider fucking.
And hoping.
Yeah.
And praying. And
This
loving.
movie, like, really, like, it wanted to titillate, but without, like, I guess crossing too much of a censorship line.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
like, it was so unattractive, everything that was happening. Not just because, like, it feels weird, but, like, it's just also not sexy.
Yeah, the sexy scenes were incredibly sauceless. They dwelled on this one dancing scene for like 3 whole minutes. And
it was so boring.
Yeah.
I feel like we're all like, we got the experience, even though we didn't know each other at the time, of being high school freshmen and watching a weird sex scene together in a room where it's not attractive at all. And we're just kind of sitting there being like, yeah, I like this, right?
This is hot, right, guys?
This
I've
is
never understood
good.
when guys talk about, like, watching porn together. Like, why? Why would you want to do that?
Look at her.
Like, yeah, okay,
Dude.
I want to do that privately.
Well, you're a fucking freak. Why would you watch porn alone instead of with your bros?
Weirdo, go to the porn theaters.
You
Those
pervert.
still exist.
Every once in a while, I think a few
Maybe.
of them do. Not often.
You can
Yeah.
make any movie theater a
This
special
is-
theater for you.
Yeah, this is one of the tamest exploitation movies I've ever seen in my life, for sure. Probably because of the Marvel branding. Disney would never let them get away with too much titty.
I'm sure that's why.
Yeah, absolutely why.
Yeah. Now, we established anytime that there's an actual breast that is exposed, Spider-Man goes into a blood rage and stabs them
stabs
to
people.
death or strangles them. So you got to
No,
cover it up.
I mean, in this movie, it was mostly exposed backs. He does not like exposed backs.
A lot of exposed backs.
Yeah, stabs that one dude and that one lady with what the hell was that thing? It was just like a really long
Rebar?
ice pick,
It looked like just a rod to me. I don't know what it was.
but it had like a sharp point. It was like
It was
I don't
very.
know.
Was it a poker?
It was just a very long needle.
Was it like a fire poker?
Maybe. Like it could have been like.
But he didn't need, like, he also, like, he murdered a lot of people he didn't have to like, he just, if he just needed
wanted
to
to.
steal, like, a statue, he could have just done it.
Yeah,
yeah,
But instead,
like when
he
that one-
chose to murder naked women.
When that
Yeah,
one
yeah.
lady was in the shower, she's like, "I want that statue." Oh, but there's a lady. I should probably choke her out just to be
Right.
safe.
With pearls.
No, he strangled her with the shower cord.
Right.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
The lady that moisturized before she got in the shower.
Yeah,
Yes.
we thought she was jonglering, but it turns out that Spider-Man was the jonkler the whole time.
Plot twist.
Big twist. It was after that scene that we noticed that he had the white makeup on all over. It's like, oh, he was the jonkler.
Yeah, just on his eyelids or something. What a choice.
Well, that's the only
wanted
parts
his
we see.
They
Yeah.
just wanted his eyes to pop under
Yeah.
the mask.
Yeah,
But
the eyebrows weren't doing enough.
Not enough. We need
Eyebrows-
more.
Eyebrows can only work so hard. Their union.
Yeah, like, you know, obviously we're going to criticize, but, you know, it is a thing where it's like, you know, you try making a movie in Turkey in the early 70s.
No,
I loved it.
I bought this because I knew I would enjoy it. Is
Yeah,
the
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Like I love bad movies.
Yeah,
I
I just always like to recognize that, like, you know, making movies is really hard.
And there is some charm to this. There's an ample amount of charm. Like we were talking about during some of the fight scenes, how fight scenes in blockbuster movies these days do feel very sterile, and how even just Captain America pulling himself up on a rope and doing just some kicks.
Sometimes
just
it's inherently
charming
more
and novel.
exciting to just, like, have something happen in a wide. It doesn't even have to be that impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because that
having-
takes effort, you know? Like, all of the Marvel fights and stuff, it just feels like they're doing the same shits all the time, and it's a little boring. I like John Wick. We like John Wick because he
Yeah.
gets the shit beat out of him, and he keeps going, and that's what's fun about it.
Heroes on the back foot. It's what makes Jackie Chan a very entertaining hero to watch.
It's what makes Spider-Man in, like, actual Spider-Man things one of the most, like, compelling superheroes, that he's always getting the shit kicked out of him, either in
yeah.
life or in reality, like, physically.
Yeah, heroes on the back foot is always more fun than a hero being super overpowered and always. Come on, buddy. Come here.
Come here, my boy. Where's my boy?
He does not recognize the
He got scared by the terrifying spider.
It's true. He needs love.
Is this an improv game?
what's happening.
I don't know, and we're never going to know because they cut the rest of the scene.
It feels like he gave him something, and he was like, "No, you don't, Oprah."
What is happening? What is happening, puppy? What is happening, my boy? But there's a lot of charm to these fight scenes with Spider-Man dying in so many ridiculous ways with his big Tom and Jerry ass screams. When he's getting run over, it's like that scene in Austin Powers with the steamroller, because you can tell it's slowly barreling in at him, and you can see the actor slowly start to duck under the tracks. Like, now, am I still in shot? Okay, I'm gonna go under anyway. This thing's too close.
Yeah.
The boat, the very first scene where the lady gets murdered by the boat is insane because there are so many cuts. Like, it's a face, another face, the propeller, face, the face, propeller, over and over and over.
And it is the thing where like the propeller is way too close to that woman's face.
It was uncomfy.
It was like someone maybe should have gotten fined for that.
To be fair, that's on purpose. You're meant to feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, we can do it without putting the woman in actual danger, I think.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy.
He's absolutely covering your face.
I know. You're the star now.
Hi.
Oh.
You're so cute.
You are Turkish Captain America. Yes, you are.
Yeah. Hi.
He's fascinated by you.
Yeah. Hello. He's still loving that door joke that I made. He came right up to me. He's like, "That's so funny.
That's good."
Now he's covering two of the people at the couch.
Kapıya çarp. Her neyse adresleri ver. Şimdi yazıyorum
I
efendim.
bumped into the door? You really pulled it. I fell down the stairs.
Fell down some stairs. Don't worry about it.
I don't want to say I got beat up by a
Runs into the
luchador.
door.
A luchador.
Oh, shit!
This is actually foreshadowing.
Mr. Steak respects that.
Thank you. He loves my joke. Thank you, Mr. Steak.
It's a good joke.
I feel appreciated.
Buddy, I can't let you lay on the wire.
You're so cute.
There's not a whole lot to say about this movie.
The hardest part was keeping track of who was who.
Yes.
Until the
I was not clear on who Julia was
until
until
near the very end, we did not know who Julia was. There were so many men with like big 70s hair and mustaches.
Yeah.
This like, okay, was this the one that just died? Is this the good guy? Is this like vampire Ron Swanson? Is this the one that's on their side? No, this one's a villain. This one just randomly stabbed another woman.
I eventually recognized the guy who was on their side.
Yeah.
I started to recognize his face. I wasn't sure why he was there or who he was, but
He was like their liaison with the police or something, I think.
yeah.
That was Bucky.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and they met Stick.
They did meet Stick.
There's just a blind man who's like, they kept mentioning a yacht that just didn't come into play.
Yeah, they kept talking about the yacht.
And like Stick, I had made a joke about him stealing the guy's wallet because he bumped into him, but he never came back, right?
No, he just sort of gave them information and left.
There were a lot of like one-off, just sort of like gag characters, like the drunk at the cemetery.
That one was legit funny. I
was
think
pretty
I
funny.
was like, okay, he deserves to be here.
Oh hey, wow! And we got ourselves a graveyard drunk.
As there are, he's eating. What are you eating?
Apple?
Oh,
Maybe.
He pours out his drink.
Oh! I've had too much.
that would also fuck me
Yep.
up.
Is he gonna do it? Yeah, he knows it's because of the booze. Oh, but he likes it.
He drinks it anyway. Now he pours out the drink. He's
Whoa, that's a tall jump.
Americans. Well, I'm gonna leave. All right, the Americans are here. I'm out. Turkish Captain America. I can't deal with this.
I'm fine
Captain
with murder
Turkish
spiders.
America.
Captain Turkish America. You're right. I'm sorry.
I'm fine with murder spiders, but I draw the line at Americans.
Yeah,
This is fucked up.
That's fair.
it's fucked up. It's, you know what? Rightfully so. I think, given their
They foreshadowed that.
situation in place and every fight scene. It was always like three dudes on one.
Yeah.
That was always the pattern.
And I don't know if it was because they had three
Stuntmen.
dedicated stunt guys, or if that's just how it sort of turned out for the shoots. And you know, like we've also run into issues where like we maybe planned for like more guys to be there to do stunts, and it just didn't work out that way.
Yep. So oh no, we have this many now.
So we got to make it work. Okay.
Either way, I thoroughly enjoyed this. This is a fun bad movie. I
wouldn't watch it again,
I'm glad I watched it, but I would not watch it again.
and I
That's
certainly
fair.
wouldn't watch it alone.
This is like a viewing experience with someone else. I think you feel insane.
You need other people. To
This
stay
is one
sane
you
on
do
this
want to
one.
get together with your bros, take your pants off.
Yeah,
Normal
really
things.
bro out.
Yeah.
Really bro out, especially during the hot dance scene.
Yes. There's multiple scenes in the strip club.
Definitely scintillating, arousing.
Make a metagame out of it. See if you can keep track of who's who.
Oh, I think you said, see if you could keep it up.
See who can come first.
Yeah, who can keep it up the longest?
That's the challenge.
There you go. Last
start-
one has to eat the cookie.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Just start with your pants off, you know. Just cut out the middle.
And I
Really
guess when
bro out
I guess
with it.
when we see the new Captain America movie, we're gonna have to directly compare it, aren't we?
Oh, of course.
Can't compare. I can
the
already
entertainment
say.
value.
Yeah, that is funny that I won't be as entertained. There's no way I'll be as entertained with this new Captain America movie as this masterpiece.
Red Hulk's gonna show up and you're gonna be like, oh well.
He's no Turkish Spider-Man.
He's no.
Why aren't
stick.
there 50 of them? What's wrong with his eyebrows?
He's no graveyard junk.
They couldn't even bother to have Harrison Ford have a mustache. Here they can afford all these guys to have mustaches.
Yeah, they gave the eyes mustaches.
I also just said graveyard junk instead of graveyard drunk, and I think that's funnier.
It was a graveyard junk.
He did the junk. I want a zombie to.
Yeah, that's a graveyard.
I need a zombie to pop out of the fucking ground
And
right now.
of course, it's a real one too.
Yeah, that's a for real graveyard.
Oh my god.
They are jumping on people's actual
Remains.
places of rest.
Look, my Uncle Dave is in this scene.
Please tell me he picks up a tombstone.
Oh my god.
I want that so bad. I want him
It
to
is
break a
amazing
tombstone
the
over someone's
fucking
head.
Disrespect we are watching happen.
This is crazy. Oh my god. Oh no, you're in Dave.
He's in Grandma. Absolute fucking horrific mess of a movie. Would recommend.
I'm legit gonna
It's free on YouTube. You don't have to pay. for it.
I think it is. I think it 100% is.
If you pay money for this, I don't think you should.
I paid money for this. It's going on my shelf.
If you're getting if you like it, if you're watching on YouTube and you're like, I want to get money to this, you can get a DVD.
Going right up there with Jesus Christ Vampire Hunter. Another El Santo classic.
Like, if I watch scary movies too late at night, I'm like paranoid and have to look around every corner and shit. I'm going to look around every corner to make sure Spider is not like gonna fucking murder me.
Yeah,
He's scary.
Make sure Turkish Spider-Man isn't there in the corner,
Yeah.
lounging by your window.
Yeah, and
I just read the words at the beginning.
Yeah?
The Turkish Spider-Man was a psychotic rapist crime boss who had to be taken down by ... Captain Turkish America.
Do you want me to read you the back?
Sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. This rules. I love this.
J. Jonah Jameson was right. Spider-Man was a degenerate.
I know it.
Psycho pervert all along. And there's only one man in Turkey who can stop him. Captain America. You know you're in Turkey when before the opening credits, Spider-Man buries a saucy wench in the sand at the beach, then has his henchman hack a boat propeller into her face. Yes, friends, your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man ain't so friendly anymore. Instead, he's a psychotic mob boss. And when there's a psychotic mob boss that needs taking down in Turkey, there's only one man to call. Captain America. You might remember actor... Oh god, I'm gonna butcher the fuck out of this. From Turkish Star Wars. Here he rises to the spotlight as the heroic lead in a heart-wrenching performance.
Heart-wrenching.
Heart-wrenching.
He conveys with an unnerving subtlety the true spirit of a Captain America who is both Turkish and lacking in shield. While the sinister Spider-Man is busy strangling women to death in the shower and putting rats down that was a guinea pig, sir. That was a guinea pig.
Those were
not a
clearly
rat.
guinea pigs.
Yeah.
And they said mice in the subtitles. There's 3 different rodents
They
in
did
play.
feed a guy's face to guinea pigs.
Yeah.
In the movie. That's worth mentioning.
And putting rats down tubes to eat his captives' faces off, Captain Turkish America recruits Mexico's national superhero, Santo, to aid in his quest to rid Turkey of the webbed menace once and for all. Santo's a gimp-masked superhero.
That's
That's
luchador mask.
It's a lucha mask.
That's disrespectful.
A little bit. Not that this entire blurb hasn't had a lot of that.
Yeah.
Luchadors are perverts. They're all...
Santo's a gimp-masked superhero who's also a wrestler. You almost wish Spidey had a mask like that, though, so you wouldn't have to see his truly Turkish eyebrows.
Okay.
Known in Turkey as 3 Dev Adam, 3 Mighty Men, this new release of the film features for the first time English subtitles. It also comes with several bonus features, including recent interviews with star Akaya, production galleries, and more. Santo likes putting things down his pants.
I will say, if you ever want like a really like genuinely kind of amazingly great movie with this kind of energy and a budget, RRR is like the perfect like real big budget Hollywood version with even a similar like name.
I was wondering what to compare this to, and yeah, honestly, just really lackluster that.
that
Have you seen RRR now?
Yeah.
Okay. You hadn't last time we checked in.
Yeah.
That blurb, literally, I had to look it up because there's an account called Paperback Paradise that just does like these style of like vintage like books that aren't real. Like there was a drone strike in heaven, and
like
the stupid
I had sex
fucking
with an alien and it turned into gay thing.
Yeah. And then the back of those that the person writes just sounds insane like that. And
this is absolutely from the company that printed this DVD. Like I can't imagine where else this would have come from.
It's so much better than I thought it would be. I thought it was going to be like, oh, this is funny, but like that was fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
and
the reason I didn't want to read that at the beginning is because it gives away pretty much everything.
That's spoilers.
That's text written by someone who knows that they don't have to give a fuck.
Yeah.
They're just here to sell stuff that they don't own.
Absolutely.
And at the beginning, you had said, yeah, it's on the back of this that he sticks things down his pants.
He only does that once.
Yeah, he does it once, and also it's so funny that it's just thrown in as the last line, not relevant to anything else. They just are like, Eddie puts things in his pants. 10 out of 10 blurb. The movie, I would say, is like a 7 out of 10 for entertainment value. Maybe a 6.
It's an enjoyable bad movie to watch with friends.
But the blurb is a 10 out of 10. I can't think of a single thing to improve it. That's excellent.
What do you think? What's your favorite part of Turkish Spider-Man?
Again, you could probably go watch it for free and give your opinion in the comments
give us
below.
your analysis. We did Mortal Kombat before this. People are expecting us to do Annihilation or something.
No, fuck that.
We watch what we want to watch. There's a Captain America movie coming out. Fuck it. Captain Turkish America.
Oh my god.
And we're not doing Mortal Kombat Annihilation next either.
Who knows if we will, when we will, what will come.
Stay tuned to find out.
Stay tuned, true believers.
Stay tuned to see if we come.
Spider-Man. Truly Turkish eyebrows.
I assume that's offensive to Turkish people.
They wrote it, so
I'm pretty sure Turkish people did not write it. Turkish people are not selling this.
Who's selling it?
Just a random bootleg company.
Antimatter Multiverse? I don't know.
Just people who can grab stuff that they don't own and put it on a DVD.
Yeah, I got this from some like just warehouse, the kind of place that you'd buy like, Star Wars holiday special kind of shit from.
Yeah. We're done. We don't have to be here anymore.
Yeah, I don't even know if this is in the cut.
No, I just put it all in the cut. All of it.
All of it.